guys going? Were there adjustments? Was it a halftime speech?
We came out sluggish. Coach was telling us at practice yesterday that it was going to carry over. We came out sluggish at practice yesterday. Practice. You play heavy practice. And we came out kind of slow with practice yesterday. That we came out in the game, we was kind of slow in the first half. And then, Coach Wood came in there, he kind of got us hyped up again. With some guys, and we had to look in the mirror, he had to reflect on some guys. And we came out second half, and it was ready to go, man. We understood that the first media was going to declare the rest of the game, and we came out ready to play.
What about the first media?
We just knew the first media was, declare the rest of the half. So we had to win that first media, and we knew we had to come and play hard in the first media, and then we would be back in this game, and that's what we did.
Elliott had to be frustrating, obviously, 2 fouls gone, kind of made up for it quickly in the second half.
Yeah, kind of cheap calls, I think, down there in the offensive end, kind of grabbing down there, but it's really physical down there. I'm surprised they called that, but just played through it. Glad the teammates brought me up and got me back going in the second half.
You look really, you don't look like you're hesitating at all with your shots. You decide to shoot it.
Elliott's in the gym all the time, like practice getting extra shots, and I give him that. So he's all right, so let him shoot, we let him shoot. Complete confidence in that, he'll shoot that through.
So I have confidence, teammates got confidence in me, and just keep playing forward, and I think we'll be more.
First half, their little guard Johnston gave you guys a lot of trouble, but Bishop really seemed to shut him down in the second half.
Oh yeah, like I said, Coach Floyd got us a couple, reflecting a couple guys, and kind of got after a couple guys, locker room, being honest, and taking constructive criticism, and just, he came out there, he took the challenge. That's what we needed him to do, with the skills that he had, and we know he can play, so he got to come out there and take the challenge.
I know that part of the defensive strategy you guys emphasize is to not give uncontested shots. Did you feel like they were hitting good shots, or that you guys were giving them too many open?
I think first half we tried 56%. 56, we uncontested 56% of the shots. And our goal was uncontested, and that's terrible. So it was like, when we came out second half, we knew we had to contest shots, and we think that made a big difference in the second half as well.
That was about as good a run as you guys have had. Just in terms of you look confident and having a good burst of offense. Did you feel that way? Maybe that's made you click a little bit more often.
Coach Wood was talking about the offense, right? Like, we've been working on our offense, and we've been really working on ourselves. And I know we can. People always worry about us going through scoring droughts, and we know we go through scoring droughts. And Coach Wood has really been working on offense, but using each other. So, that's what we've been doing, trying to work with each other. Just try to not do one-on-one, not too many Superman balls, just, kind of just work as a team.
I think things going to get turned up a little bit now, going on this trip, and then some games after that. Just talk about the progress you think you may or may not have made, and are you ready for a step up in caliber competition? This is going to turn up a little bit.
I thought we stepped up in the second half. We really made progress there. I think we need to have a few more good practices before we go out to Vegas, and really just get things set and just be more crisp and more efficient with our offense.
We got complete trust in our coaching staff to prepare us, and they draw out the plan, and we just try to go out there and execute. That's all we got to do.
You obviously don't feel like that you probably played a really good 40 minutes yet.
Yeah, no.
Even close.
But a pretty good 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's a pretty good 20 minutes. I agree with that.
But you think you guys can get to the point now quickly where you can put together 40 minutes, which you might need to beat some of these teams coming up?
Like Elliott said, you got to have to do a couple more practices and go in with a lot of confidence, a lot of momentum going into the games, and have some better practices go ahead and step to the game and throw for first punch instead of get punched first all the time.
Tonight you guys came out pretty fairly quick. They hit some threes, but it wasn't until like the last 8 minutes that they really jumped with that flurry of threes.
See, that's what I'm saying. We can't have that. Not against a really good team. A really good team, not going to lose back to that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, have fun.
Thanks, boys.
But, you know, at halftime, I spent the whole, I went straight to the locker room. I haven't done that in a while where I did not talk to my coach. I mean, I went straight there. We didn't meet as coaches. I went straight to the locker room. And we had a little talk. And we can't repeat everything that was said, but we went over every defensive number, our defensive numbers, which were not good. And just talked a lot about what we want to do the second half. And as I told them, we are going to do it. There's not going to be, this is not if we do it or we hope we do it, we're doing it. And I think the beginning of the second half just speaks for itself. Defensively, it's the best half we've played defensively all year long. Offensively, we still weren't great offensively, decision making. But luckily, Reggie and Elliott really picked it up second half scoring for us, but defensively, we were off the chart second half, off the chart plays. But I told them it's amazing when you get desperate. It's amazing when your back's against the wall, how, you know, what you can do. Now, can we play that way for 40 minutes? That's the challenge for our basketball team. And how we play defense second half is the only way if we're going to have any success. The only way I don't care who we're playing. Give ourselves a chance. We're going to have to scratch, fight, claw every possession. In the first half, we were just step slow in everything. I mean, I was changing defenses. I was trying to find something that would work. And at halftime, I told him, I said, now I went to 2 defense in the first half to try to protect you, I said, I'm not doing it. No more 2D. You're going to guard a man-to-man or you're going to get blown out. One of the two. You're going to accept it. So don't look at me and ask to play 2 defense. Don't think that I'm going to change. We're sticking with man-to-man and how we defend for the next 20 minutes. So gear up. And just really, really proud. Good lesson. Very good lesson for us.
I heard it might have been loud or some.
First 5 minutes was pretty
severe
loud in the locker
challenges.
room. Was not pretty. Was not pretty. My players are starting to figure me out. I can deal with a lot of things, but I can't deal with not playing with great passion and playing hard. From day one, they've heard me, we can miss every shot. We can turn it over even, but not to play every second all out. I mean, I can give you all kinds of now, whatever you want to say, but just playing hard, that just doesn't sit well with me. It just doesn't sit well. And first half was, and I was probably still upset from yesterday's practice. I was probably still fuming from yesterday's practice because it looked about the same. But man, you know, I told him, I'm glad to see you got it in you. I'm glad to see you can be down. You know, I'm glad you see that you got it in you to come back. I told him after the game, well, now, you know, this is and I told him right last thing, I told him before we went out halftime, now I can see what you're made of. Now we can see what you're made of. It wasn't about winning or losing. It's about just how we're going to play the second half. But I told him last thing, I'm going to see what you're made of. And guys dug a little bit deeper. But as I told him, it's kind of similar to after the first game, how we responded the next game. But you and I talked about it, Stu. As I said, our team is going to be like that. There are going to be games where we're going to look pretty good, and then there's going to be games where until we figure out who we are and figure out what we needed to get done. We're still figuring that out. Still figuring it out.
Offensively, you guys seem to function completely differently with Elliott in the game.
Oh, Elliott was very good second half. In the first half, we had too many guys breaking plays down early, trying to create something that's not there early. And as I told them, though, you should never break your offense down and create something that's not there until it gets down to 10 seconds on the shot clock. Now, once it gets down to 10, 9, 8, then it's time to start manufacturing, start forcing it. But other than that, let your ball movement, let your screening, let your cutting, let your spacing create offense for you. The first half, we didn't do that. First half, everybody was trying to score every time they caught it. And I thought the ball movement and sharing the ball was much better. And I thought second half, and it's amazing, when it gets down to crunch time or second, when you start, all right, you humble yourself very quickly and you start getting, all right, we better get Reggie the ball, all right? We better get Elliott a touch. Everybody's got to have that mindset for 40 minutes that we're all playing together, rather than let's try to go out and try to get ours for a little bit, and then, all right, it didn't work. Now we'll kind of go back to what we need to be doing.
Jermaine's play in particular, shutting down Johnston in the second half, that was awful big.
Jermaine dug in. I wasn't happy with Jermaine at halftime. He knows it. Wasn't happy with him, and if you're a good ball player, then you respond to things like that. If you're a good ball player, you respond to it. And Jermaine Bishop is a very good basketball player. Great kid, super kid, good basketball player. But that's what I tell Jermaine all the time. Jermaine's is a little too nice sometimes. We don't want to get him out of his comfort zone. He got a little upset. He probably got a little upset with me at halftime, which is great. I've kind of figured him out a little bit. Maybe I need to make him upset. His defense was the difference in the game. Our whole team's defense was the difference in the game. To be able to hold the team, I think they shot 23% in the second half against a really good team. I said it, Jay Schooner does a very good job, very good job. A team that runs their offense extremely well, much better than we're running ours right now. But they're running extremely well, and for us to be able to hold them to 23% in the second half, very proud of that. Very proud of that.
As kind of an outsider, it looks like Roby is asserting himself as a leader. Is that what's going on?
Roby?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, DeVell's definitely the most talkative. And probably he's not afraid for confrontation, and that's not bad as a leader sometimes. Some of our guys would rather not, say things. They don't want confrontation from it. DeVell didn't care. Now as I took DeVell, you can't say something and not back it. You got to back it up first. But he is probably very much our most vocal guy on our basketball team. In general, we're a very quiet team. In general, very much so, very much so. But DeVell is one guy that's not afraid to speak up and say what he thinks. And we're looking for more guys. We're looking for more guys to become even stronger leaders. Mike Crawford would be the next guy. He's not afraid. He'll step up and say things that need to be said. But yeah, DeVell was very good. Obviously, give Reggie a lot of credit tonight. Again, he's played at a high level, but for us to have any chance, he has to. He has to do that. He has to do that. We have to. I told our guys we kind of forgot about him for a little bit there in the first half, and we milked him in the second half.
Mike, until the offense comes, he finds a way to do a lot of things. A lot of little things. And Mike Crawford's going to hit his stride at some point. I don't know when it is. He'll hit it, and it'll be amazing. He's going to be incredible. And when he does, but right now, the sign of a good player is if they're not scoring, they do other things. And he got a lot of key rebounds for us, a lot of big rebounds for us. But yeah, Mike Crawford's a senior, veteran, experienced. I expect that out of him. He's fun to coach. As I told my staff, I do well with guys that I know what I'm going to get, good or bad. If I know what I'm going to get, then my job is to put them in the right spots. And I know what I'm going to get from Mike Crawford as far as effort, and I know what I'm going to get. So I can live with that, and I can help him become a better player. Once he gets healthy, he'll be fine. Are you now curious to see what's going to happen when you start playing some of these other teams that are coming up in the next?
Really good team, really good team. One of the top teams in America, I believe. I watched them the other night. I guess we played Monday night. They played late game Monday night, so I ran and watched it. Yeah, this is going to be an amazing test for our team. They're very well. They got 2 pros on their team. BYU's just really good. Old, experienced. All these dudes are, very good. Give me a little bit to think about it. I'm trying not to think about too much, but it's been on my mind a little bit. We need a day off tomorrow, just to not think about basketball. I won't think about basketball tomorrow, hopefully. We'll start preparing on Monday or on Saturday.
And I was actually, not that you would dare to look beyond a couple days, but I was referring even to the stretch that's coming up of teams.
Oh, the stretch. Oh.
Besides, but no, I meant BYU plus.
I have no idea who we play after me. I know who's in the base. I have no clue.
pretty good.
I know we got some
group
teams
up
coming
in the
up
next
that
few weeks.
are pretty good, that are really good.
We're-
I don't know who's next. I know we got certain teams. I have no clue who's next after that.
But we'd ask the players, talk about, you know, you played a good 20 minutes. Are you, how close are you to being able to do it for 40 minutes now?
What was their answer? I'd like to hear that one.
What was their answer?
Well, they said, we haven't played good 40, and we said, well, you played good 20, and they said, yeah, we have played good 20.
I thought the last game was fairly decent for us. I mean, we were consistent for 40. We played better, but we were consistent, fairly consistent for 40 minutes last game. But the first thing our guys got to do, and I got to figure this out. They were so, I got to look at what I'm doing too. They were so fatigued in the first half. We were just, I don't know, the timeouts. They're just looking at, you know. And that's one of the coaches when I said, why are they so tired? The other team doesn't look that tired. We didn't do anything on Tuesday, nothing. I mean, we walked through some things. Yesterday, probably went for an hour 45, a little bit longer because how bad it was. I went a little longer than I wanted to. But our guys we gotta get in a little bit better shape. We gotta, but I think it was just product of yesterday's practice. So,
Just put this, how do you think they'll respond to the challenges or the challenge coming up? I mean, do you think they're excited for
that is
something new?
your guess, but I don't know.